Hello, brothers and sisters. Derek here. I'm here to remind us again of our birthright of happiness. Today, I would like to talk to you about an issue that I've dealt with over the years: social anxiety. Some people would get social anxiety when they meet new people, and other people would get it when they are around someone who they know and they think that they care about what that person thinks of them, so they would feel anxiety in those situations. So I've always been that kind of person who would get anxiety around people that I knew already because I cared about what they thought of me. I was kind of worried about messing up the friendship or the relationship. And I think that's a really bad anxiety to have because it affects close relationships. I have lost friends in my life because of my anxiety. But I have come such a long way. I used to be a shy person, and now I can do a lot of things that I wasn't able to do in the past. It took me a long time to figure out what this problem was, and even that it was a problem. I learned a lot from the internet, a lot from YouTube, and I'm very grateful for that. I learned a lot of different skills. I've tried so many different things to get rid of social anxiety, and there were a few things that were really breakthroughs for me. So when you search the internet, what I found was that sometimes you would find some new method, and for those of us who struggled with it, it would work for a while, but then you would get back to your thinking patterns and you would try to find a new method that would help. Social anxiety is something that is created in our minds. You don't see children with social anxiety. Children just go up to each other and start playing and say, "Hey, my name is Sarah, let's play." Okay, and they start playing. And that's not really natural for this little child to feel it. So it's something that we are brought up to have, something that we've learned over time. I personally got it from my father, like he had it, and somehow I learned it from him, I don't know. But anyway, so in that journey of mine to get rid of social anxiety, there were times that I felt like I didn't have it and I didn't know why. Basically, I could either be very relaxed or I could be thinking about something that's frustrating me, and then I would just be talking to people and I would notice that there is no social anxiety there. And then I would realize, oh wait, I have this problem, and then I would go back into it. And so I realized that it is something that's constructed in the mind. So I would like to share with you, my brothers and sisters, a few ways that you hopefully can defeat social anxiety and reclaim the joy that is supposed to be in your life when you interact with others around you. My first tip is meditation. There are so many studies out there that show that meditation at the beginning of your day can change your life, change the way you feel. When you set your day in the right way, it'll affect the way that your day goes. And you can look online, there's so many testimonies about this and how effective meditation is. Some people think that meditation is difficult, it's hard to get into, I've had my friends tell me it's too hard, but it's kind of like a muscle, it's something that you gotta work. And the advice that I would give about meditation is don't try to understand. Basically, don't try to understand how to quiet your mind. Don't try to quiet the mind at all. Try to get your energy out of your mind and into your heart. So I believe that our minds are powered by our hearts. There's also studies about how much energy our hearts emit, that there's this energy, there's this frequency. And I believe that inside of our heart, which is unseen, there's a soul, there's a life, right, that's powering our heart. So what we're trying to do is get our energy out of our mind and into our body, into our heart. So when you're meditating, there's of course the breathing, which is, breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. Try to hold the exhale as long as you can. You can also, depending on which style you like, you can kind of hold it in when you breathe in. Try to hold it in for like maybe 5 seconds and then exhale. If you're having trouble getting out of your mind, you can try to get into your body. Maybe start to feel with your fingers how that feels. Try to imagine your attention in your body, on your feet, in your legs, in your heart. So when I meditate personally, I try to give off a sound of joy. This can be called a gamma. My friend told me, I'm not really a science person, but he said it was a gamma frequency. By the Buddhist monks when you meditate, like a like this. So you can try that. So when I go I'm actually reproducing a sound that I make when I feel good. So when I get a massage, I make the sound like this, and then I turn it into a like that. There is a natural state that I believe my heart and my breathing should be in. And a lot of times when society's worries and negative thinking patterns weigh me down, I notice it affects my breathing. My breathing becomes a little bit more shallow. I can feel that there's some kind of pain in my heart, like a little bit there. And a lot of people just live with this as if it's a daily thing. They don't really know what it feels like to just breathe deeply and to have no pain in your heart at all. And this is actually our natural state, to be pain-free. And so when you're meditating, try to think of that as the goal, is to get that deep breath and to get that good feeling in your heart. So another thing that meditation will do is help you to get into the present moment. So I talked about those negative thought patterns that go on in your head, but when you do meditation, you're able to bring yourself to the present moment. And when you are in the present moment, you're more relaxed. You're actually focused on things that you want to do rather than trying to analyze, trying to understand. What you got to do is turn off the part of you that is trying to understand things. And that was a big thing for me, because I was always thinking about, even when I was talking to people, I was thinking so much that I wasn't really listening as much as I should have. I thought I was listening, and I even heard people say, like, you don't listen well because I told you that and you forgot. Like, I forget what people say because I was so focused on like what it was in my head, whatever was in my head. And so basically, if you can get into the present moment, stop trying to understand and just be, and just follow what your heart, follow what you want. So another method that I use, which is kind of a quick fix when I need something like that, it doesn't really fix any problems inside, but it helps to relax the body, is to basically go to the bathroom, go somewhere, and breathe in really deep, and then flex all your muscles, like as many muscles as you can, and just hold it for maybe 5 seconds, and then let go. So this releases some kind of chemicals in the body, and it helps your muscles to relax, and thus helps you to relax. Another method that I've tried over the years, which isn't exactly, I would say, for me, but I believe it does work, is called EFT. This is a way to reprogram the brain and help to solve some of the problems with certain negative feelings that you're having. So EFT is about tapping on the chi points in the body. So I myself have tried acupuncture as well as EFT. I can attest that both do work very well. So EFT is the points here. This is a point here, and you can tap, I would say, 5 to 10 times. This is a very forgiving technique, so even if you're off a little bit, it's still going to have an effect. So let me first teach you the points. Here, 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 here. This is, of course, the right side of the body, so it's going to be mirrored on the left, so you're going to have the left points like here and here, 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 here. I'm not going to go too deep into this. If you're interested in the technique, you can research it, and there's plenty of videos out there that teach you how to do it. But basically, you go through one session of doing this, talking about your fears, talking about what you're afraid of, saying it in this exaggerated way where you can kind of see how ridiculous it is. Like, oh, I need more money. What's the worst that can happen? I'm gonna starve. I'm gonna lose everything, and I'm gonna be homeless. Something like this. And then you do it again, but you correct yourself and you say, well, what if it's not that bad? What if I'm actually doing fine? What if in a few months I'm gonna get that money? And what if in a year from now I'm gonna have a lot of money? So it's basically doing it one time in a negative kind of way to address those negative feelings, negative thoughts, and then doing it again with a positive way of thinking. And it does help to reprogram the mind a little bit. I would say it's kind of like putting a band-aid on a wound and hoping that it heals, but I prefer now to use techniques that heal the deeper problem at hand. And another thing about EFT is to basically write down a number between 1 and 10 about how you feel, how anxious you feel. For example, it's an 8. And then you do the EFT, you do the technique for about, 10 minutes, and then you write down how anxious do you feel when you think about that which you're worried about. And the number will go down maybe 2 or 3 points. The whole reason for writing the number is so that you can remember how you felt and how you can actually see the effect. So actually the best things that I've found in my life to help me with my anxiety, these are actually spiritual things, If spiritual reasoning is not your forte, it's not what you're interested in, what you believe in, maybe just skip it. You don't have to listen to me. But I do have to speak my truth, and my truth is that having learned these things has helped me with anxiety and helped me to overcome it the most. So, number one is I believe that our souls, every day, in our soul, in our heart, we're making a choice. It's a yes or a no. So we have the choice with everything, yes or no. Yes means it's going to be fine, I can do this. Basically positive thinking. Me personally, it's like life is good. I believe I am made in a creator's image. I believe that his love knows no bounds. My creator's love knows no bounds. So his love is great enough that he came to earth and died for me, and he humbled himself. Just imagine that you ask somebody, show me your love to me, and you ask them to do the number one thing that they can do to show their love for you. Okay, die for me. And they say, well, and then they say, okay, but then you think, well, maybe you're just trying to take an easy way out. I want you to not only die for me, I want you to humble yourself before me. I want you to suffer for me. I want you to take all the suffering of the world, put it on yourself, and then die for me. And so that's what I believe that my creator did. And when I believe that, I believe that everything is good, life is good, and all the things around me, like the nature and the good things in the world are amazing. And it's just that conscious choice of yes, life is good. Yes, it's not too good to be true. It's like life is this good, and the things that I want that seem too good to be true will happen, and they are out there, and they are coming from me. I am attracting them into my life. So having this belief every day and choosing the yes totally changes my life, totally changes my perspective. So it's kind of a funny thing. I have had a sickness up until recently where when I would not be in the yes often, when I would be in the no more than the yes, I would feel a little bit sick. I would feel a little bit tired in the day. Like I would have to sleep midday. I would notice that I would get like this inflammation in my eyes. I would get like a tight throat when I'm talking, and I would notice just this negative effects like physically. And so I'm really happy that I have this sickness, because now I feel like I'm forced to be in the yes. I'm forced to be in the positive way of thinking, because I can see the immediate effects of my negative ways of thinking when I start down that road. So another thing that has really helped me, which again is a spiritual thing, when you believe in a creator, if you believe in a creator and there's a father up there, that we are made in his image, then you would believe that everyone around you is your brother or sister. You are God's children, okay? So when you think of anxiety, you think of something, what causes anxiety? It's like fear, right? Fear of the unknown. And so if I know and if I really believe that everybody out there is my brother and sister under one God, I lose that fear, because I know that we both have the same problems. We both come from the same father. I don't feel any anxiety around my real sister. And so it's like, it's a deeper understanding that we are all more alike than we are different. So being able to realize this, that everybody is my brother and sister, it also helped me to realize that everybody has value. And there's nobody that's better than me. There's nobody that's lower than me. I'm not putting anybody on a pedestal. And that's helped me so much, because I could realize that when I talk to people, even that I don't know, I can value our conversation, I can value our interaction as much as I want to. Sometimes I feel that society doesn't give me permission, or I don't give myself permission because of society to really love this person or to love people around me. And when I started doing that, I felt like so much better. It just felt so much more happy. Even to talk to strangers on the road, it just became, when I really listened to them and I tried to love them and tried to really just take in what they're saying and in their story, I felt so much more happy just from that interaction, and it became so much more meaningful. And then I thought to myself, like, is it okay to feel this much love for strangers? Is it okay to put this much value on a simple conversation? Well, if you go to the Bible, it says love your neighbor, love God, right? So yes, the answer is yes, it is okay, and in fact it's a commandment to love people, to love your brothers and sisters. And I'm relieved that that's a commandment. I delight in this commandment because it makes me so much more happy. A lot of problems that I thought that I had, even like social anxiety, it's so common. People have different names for it and everything, but it's just very common, all the problems that we all kind of share. You know, we all have the same fears. Like men have the same fears of being proven that they're not a real man, or that they're not good enough, or that they don't have what it takes. So if you choose to accept these spiritual ways of thinking, I do believe that it will help you so much with anxiety. So I'd like to go on a deeper level and just say that, as I say in my videos, brothers and sisters, I believe you're all my brothers and sisters, and I really hope that my videos will help you to have more joy in your life, because it is your birthright. And I really believe that the thought of social anxiety, or whatever you have, whatever kind of thing that brings you something opposite of joy, that brings you unhappiness, brings you boredom, brings you separation from your true self, from your true joy that you're meant to have, this is darkness. This is a form of evil in the world. And why don't we battle this? Why don't we battle this darkness together by being joy, by being the light in the world, and being happy, and showing others the way how to do it. So I really hope that this video helped you, and if anybody that you know would benefit from this video, please do share it. Thank you so much. Have a good day.